let's play a game called Which Family Do You Hear? For which family do you hear? Here, we're going to be breaking into teams if you're face-to-face. Again, owl, keeping track of your own score. And what you're going to do is hear an instrument and then guess on behalf of your team the instrument family it belongs in. So everybody's response will be one of these four: string, percussion, brass, woodwind. So let's just remind ourselves of a few things about instrument families. The string instruments are going to be vibrating the string itself, either by plucking it or bowing it. The woodwind family is going to be vibrating a reed of some sort or pushing the air vibration through some sort of tube, okay? And using fingerings like this, like you would on a recorder. The brass family is going to have like a more metallic sound, a little bit of a warm sound depending on the instrument that you're hearing. The vibration is all happening right on the lips of the performer into the mouthpiece. And then remember that the percussion family, all of the instruments there are either getting shaken or struck or rubbed or some other way of causing the vibration where there's some actual motion happening. One thing I'm excited about for this game is that you'll have the chance to earn bonus points. That's right. Who doesn't love bonus points? You can earn an additional point for your team by naming the actual instrument itself. That's right. However, in order to keep this fair, if you're going to name the instrument, it's actually going to involve you writing down the instrument itself so that the person on the other team who's going with you doesn't hear your guess, okay? And I'm going to just go ahead and say it's probably to your advantage to guess every single time if you think you can identify the actual instrument, you know? So here's something to keep in mind too. If you do guess the instrument correctly, but you do not guess the instrument family correctly, you don't get a point. What we're really after is identifying the instrument family. Before we get ready to play, everybody make sure that you have something to write with and a sheet of paper. You're going to be using that piece of paper if you want to take a guess for an extra bonus point at what the instrument actually is. So there shouldn't be yelling out of what you think the instrument is. If your teammate is up and it's their turn, not yours, you should not be yelling out the answer at them, okay? When you're guessing an instrument in the percussion family, especially if it's a type of drum, be sure to include exactly which kind of drum. A drum is too general a name for us to get the specific answer we need for our bonus points. Remember, to get a point for your team, you really have to guess the instrument family, and maybe if you get that right, you can also identify the instrument itself, and you will silently show the proctors your responses that you have written down. All right, everybody. Number ones, here's your instrument example. So that was number one. Ready? Tell your proctor the instrument family you think. If there's anyone who wants bonus points. You may show your proctor the answer you have written down. The correct answer is percussion family. So if you guessed percussion, you've earned a point for your team. And if you correctly guessed triangle, you've earned a bonus point for your team. And nice job. Here's the next one. The correct answer is woodwind family. And if you guessed clarinet, you've earned an extra point for your team. The correct answer is brass family. And if you guessed trumpet, you've earned an additional point for your team. If you guessed string family, you're correct. That one was featuring the viola. That one is kind of hard to guess the individual instrument because there were many string instruments playing. And if you guessed viola, wow, I'm impressed. If you guessed percussion family, you're correct. And the instrument for that one was chimes. Let's keep going. The correct answer is percussion. The instruments you heard were cymbals. The answer is woodwinds. And if you guess the instrument of oboe, you've got an extra point for your team. The answer is string. And the instrument, double bass. The answer is brass. And if you guessed tuba, you got the right instrument. The answer is percussion. And if you guessed xylophone, you got an extra point for your team. The correct answer is string. If you guessed violin, you might have gotten an extra point for your team.